This episode of The Modern Rogue is brought to you by Squarespace.
Head on over to squarespace.com/rogue. Sign up for a free trial. And when you do sign up for the service, make sure to use promo code ROGUE at checkout. You'll get 10% off. We'll look great. I mean, we already look great. I mean, just saying. Murphy! Jason!
It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like.
What is it you think I think it looks like in this moment?
It's definitely not your grave.
I'm not gonna lie, Jason, this looks like you just dug a hole in the ground, and for the life of me, I don't know why.
You never know what you're gonna find.
Would you dig a hole?
Yeah.
Why not? That's like a Forrest Gump thing, like, if you see a line, get in it. They're probably waiting for something.
That's right. If you dig a hole, you might find gold or a body.
It worked for Jed.
Or a tunnel to the hollow
Clampets.
earth.
Yeah. Okay, so I assume that this is a functional structure of some variety. What are we looking at?
This is a Dakota fire pit. It is a way to build a fire that burns hotter, more efficiently, and that people can't see your fire burning if you need to build a camp surreptitiously.
Okay, you hit me with a bit there. First of all, the hotter I understand because it looks roughly like a forge. I assume air goes in tiny hole, fuels essentially a forge vessel over here, so I see it burning hotter.
Strangely enough, you do build this fire differently than you build a fire on the ground. So the traditional method of building a fire is you got your tinder, you get your TP of kindling around
kindling
it,
and then logs.
and then you put your fuel logs on it. With this, it's the reverse.
Okay.
You put your fuel logs on the bottom and then put your TP on top. What you want to do is dig your primary hole as deep and wide as you want your fire to be. It's about 1.5 feet or something like that. And then a foot away, you're going to build your vent, basically, your secondary hole.
Sure.
And that one doesn't go quite as deep, but it angles in going down towards this one. And you want to build this one in the direction from which the wind is coming. So if your wind is blowing this way, it's going in here.
Essentially,
and
the
coming
whole
up this way.
thing becomes like a bellows, where it's like there's oxygen fueling in the whole time.
Exactly, yeah. And since it's underground, you don't have anybody spotting your fire if you're trying to hide from people.
Just kick everything over and go on to your next camp. The man in black escapes to live another day.
Exactly.
Advantages: burns hotter, easier to clean up, easier to hide. I would imagine it's also much, much better protected from the elements. For example, let's say it was windy, I would rather start a fire in a chimenea than out in the open, right?
Yeah, and actually this one, if you do it right, will benefit from the wind in that it's going into the vent and making your fire burn hotter.
So you know what this means. This means we have to do an A/B test. We're not geniuses of fire making, and I hope nobody at home gets up in their grill about it. Sun's back.
Sun's back, okay. We've got the magnifying glass, the tinder of our leaves, and the char cloth. The char cloth ostensibly should light relatively quickly, but we've got kind of an overcast day, so this is gonna be problematic. It's a great episode. There's documented evidence.
But we understand. Well, tinder, kindling, logs, whatever. But to me, the most interesting thing you said is that it's a reverse of that. How about this? We have wind. You do crazy reverse fire, which I've never seen before. I'll do dumb original traditional fire that I've seen a lot. And I would love to see just how different the two are. But we have to have wind, which means we get to use our wind machine!
The blower!
Wind! Summon!
That's great.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah.
This is one of those episodes, isn't it? Okay. We got kindling, logs, and twigs. Oh, and we got those Vaseline-covered ping pong balls. You know.
Nope, cotton balls. Close, real close.
Balls.
Balls.
Oh, this is wild. You get the benefit of just immediately picking out the biggest things, the biggest logs, whereas I have to dig low for the tiny kindling ones. Ah, We're intentionally making this miserable. Me in this imaginary windstorm, I'm taking the tinder, I'm pulling out the threads so that it gets max surface area. So at this point, I would say you're already ahead because you've got big logs that are staying in place. I've got no! I've got crappy tinder.
You having some trouble there, Brushwood?
Shut up! It's a stormy seafront and I've washed ashore. And the kindling is telling tales of yore. A ghost did appear upon one night, and Jason and Brian did have a fight. A fire they made, one pit against your. Shut up, that rhymed.
I want my golden arm back.
Okay. Give me the tiny ones. I'm gonna take more of the tinder than you. And it's unfair, but sorry.
It's unfair, but sorry.
It's unfair. End of sentence.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh my God. You know what I just realized? Is you're committing the sacrilege of a Chicago-style pizza.
What are you talking about?
You put the crust on top and everything's backwards and yeah.
All pizzas are delicious, unless they have pineapple, because that's an abomination.
I'm with you on that one.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna take one more and then I'm gonna surrender the rest of the kindling to you. I'm a cheater. God, I'm really trying to make this work and I already know. I mean, the reason we're doing this is because the research says that I'm the one who's gonna be wrong here. So I guess the convenient thing about this battle is that we're never fighting for the same twigs at the same time.
Yeah.
I realize we're playing two different games here. So I'm putting my fuel logs partly to fight the wind.
Oh, to shelter it,
Like, exactly. Like I'm like, please don't take away all of my heat.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't have that problem. Like all you need to do is just get anything to stay alive in there and you win, because once it gets hot, then you just keep throwing stuff on top, right?
Yeah, that seems good in theory.
Yeah. All right, what else you got? All right, yeah. All right, that's it. You're cheating after this. At this point, all of your tinder is burning.
And that's a pretty intense wind we've got coming. And this is burning pretty well.
But now look at the bottom of it. There's barely any turbulence at all. Like it's hardly seeing any wind. Same rules. I'm gonna start the fire starters. Fire starter 1, fire starter 2. That was as far as they got. And then Drew Barrymore grew up. Okay, same thing. Jesus, look at yours.
That is a mighty fire.
For a fire
it's
that
starting
large. To catch fire on the foliage, the dead foliage near it. All right, well, the good news is that I didn't fail nearly as bad as I feared I would.
That's a reasonable fire.
I mean, it took longer to get started, but once it did get started, the wind actually started to feed it like a bellows or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, good God, you could roast a boar in this thing.
And that one was immediately burning hot and big and fast. And what's better is you can lay green logs atop this one and cook on top of it.
I didn't even think about that part because if we both killed the same boar, I would have to build some structure over this to cook it or hold it or whatever. Like you've already got this perfect heat sink fire pit in there. I never thought that we would have a measuring contest on this show, but look at yours.
Man, yeah, that's a serious fire.
So legend testing, effective, right?
Very effective.
I mean, it's like, just, like there's no stopping yours and mine. Like,
it's cute, it's adorable.
Like, look.
It's like a little,
it's pretty much over now.
It's like a little Animal Crossing campfire.
I kicked it and now it's pretty much done. This is gonna burn off and it's all over with. Yours, we're gonna have to get the hose.
Vulcan's furnace.
Wow. I believe we're on our third iteration of completely redesigning themodernrogue.com, right?
We like to pretend that there weren't any earlier.
No, No, we embrace it. We made the first version right there live on the air. That's how easy it was. Then we made it better when we redesigned it for articles. And now, thanks to our editor-in-chief, Dwayne Hoover, it's freaking amazing, dude.
Night and day.
I'm telling you, that's the best part about Squarespace, is because once you put the content in, you can change the way it looks anytime you want, because everything has award-winning templates, designs, and once it's in there, it's in there. There's no plugins, no fancy pants handling that you have to do, nothing to maintain. Their virtualized servers go worldwide, so if you become super popular overnight, not a problem.
And if you run into any issues, 24/7, 365 support. I feel like there's a better way of saying
no, it's funny though. It's like 24/7, 365. Yeah, no, they're always there for you.
So I've been the computer guy in the family. You've probably been the computer guy in the family. So now your friends who are designers, artists, musicians.
When somebody asks you for help, you just say, Squarespace.
Exactly.
I did that with my wife. She made her website, sunshineclay.com, completely on her own. I didn't help out a single bit. All I said was Squarespace. She was able to figure everything out.
That's all you have to do.
Sign up for a trial, test it out for a bit, and when you do sign up for the service, make sure to use promo code
Rogue, R-O-G-U-E.
Oh, you spelled it right. They'll get 10% off, but more importantly, we'll look good and we'll still be in business. Thank you, Squarespace. How do you do that with your hair?
Well, what it is it's glue.
Oh wait, for reals?
Yeah, Elmer's glue.
That's why it's white.
Yes.
Okay.
and a little bit of
sadness.
Yes.
Look me in the eye, put up your pinky, and swear to me you are not trying to f this property.
Oh, I swear.